How's it going, guys? Welcome to the FM Dugout for episode 10 of the Hexagon Challenge here with Ajman Club in the United Arab Emirates. So, since the last episode, I've just been going through the league games. Sorry for the delay, taking a bit of a break over the holiday period. And today's game, honestly couldn't have scripted it better. We are 8 points clear. There are 12 points left. And we are playing second place Al-Wasl, I don't know how you say it, and they are the only team that have beaten us this year in the league. So it looks as though today's game could well be a league decider. Even if we don't win, I still think we will win the title, which will get us through into the group stage of the Asian Champions League. Now, as you can see, things have gone quite well for us. We still have only lost that one game to Al-Wasl. We've drawn quite a few games, and the ticker at the bottom will show you those results. So yeah, 41 goal difference to the good. Going really well. Board are very happy with us. I don't know how the club finances are up there. We're back into the red again. We did have a cash injection of £400,000, which pretty much evaporated within a number of weeks. Really, things are very poor here. We don't have prize money. I've checked that and confirmed that we definitely don't get prize money for this league, and we're not getting money in from any other kind of source. The board now are saying every month that they're keen to look at selling players to basically keep the club running. So I'm a little bit worried about that because I've got a number of players who are performing well and who are wanted. The other teams in our division seem to have money and will probably be able to buy them on the cheap, and any money we do make will just disappear because we're just paying out wages all the time. So yeah, I basically think we have to get Asian Champions League football next season, and we're going to get one shot at it before the team dissipates. Anyway, we do have some news on the transfer front. The transfer window closed, and I left it till after the window to then sign Everton. Again, offered him by his agent, and I took him on trial for 2 weeks. I took a number of other Brazilians. I took an Argentinian as well. So this is on top of the two that were there from the last episode, and I was really pleased with what I saw from Everton. I put him into the reserves, or he was available for the reserves, scored a hat-trick in one of the games. Now I know the standard's not going to be that much, but he certainly looks as though he's got a lot going for him. Again, 8 cons, 3 of them are because of the foreign player, 1 because of the language. Doesn't enjoy big matches is maybe a bit of a worry, but to be honest, Michael wasn't talking to us at that point. He now is, but he's asking for too much money, and he's actually been dropped to the bench to give Yusuf Ahmed a go up front. So a quick look over the schedule. Even though we've got it in the ticker, you can see here from the last game we've been on an unbeaten run again. We haven't now lost a game in the league, certainly since back in December. Some good wins to talk about. Wins over Al Dafra, Al Nassr. We got revenge for our loss in the Emirates Cup final from the last episode. But yeah, a couple of disappointments. Al Fujairah, we should have won that game quite comfortably. You can see we're drawing with Al Ain and Al Shabab. So to be honest, we haven't beaten Al Ain this year. We haven't beaten Al Wasl yet, and well, we did thump Al-Shabaab at home, but you can kind of see we do struggle a little bit against the bigger teams. So as I say, before our team gets weakened, I really need to get into the Asian Champions League. This will be the last episode of this season, unless we make the final of the President's Cup. I'm not going to bother covering that. Really want to get on into the Asian Champions League. So that kind of brings us up to speed with where we are. The President stayed in control, I think, from before, so this will be his second term. You're only allowed to serve 2. They have been putting some money in, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I mean, on the whole, things are going really, really well from a playing perspective. Oops, I thought I'd left it where I had to play the game. Right, anyway, have we got any news? No, not really. So let's go into the team selection. This is now our first choice team, and they have been performing pretty well, to be honest. Haven't changed the tactics as such. The only thing I have changed is Ali Ismail Ibrahim is now a supporting advanced playmaker as opposed to a deep lying playmaker. It's just more of his kind of favoured role. and certainly things are going well. So there's not really much for me to do here. I've actually just noticed, I don't want, Will Miller has been playing pretty well as a shadow striker, so I'm going to stick with that. As I say, Michael has dropped onto the bench just because he wasn't signing a new deal. Yusuf Ahmed has been doing pretty well, to be honest, and given the fact he's not a foreigner, it certainly goes in his favour. Salim Ali went out on loan to Dubai, I think it was. On loan at Dubai, just wasn't getting played, so might as well give him some time there. But yeah, as I say, what I'm worried about is these things here. So we've got St Mirren interested in Ryan Cinnamon, and I think if they came in with 100k, the board would probably just accept it, which is a bit worrying. Likewise with Ali Khamis. So I've put asking prices of 2.5 million on each player to try and ward people off, but it probably won't work. So I'll just get started on today's game, I think, with the Championship decider against Al-Wasl, the only team that beaten us this year. So it should be a tough game. Again, I haven't really changed the opposition instructions, and again sticking with the assertive team talks, which seems to go relatively well with these guys. So the moment of judgment, I mean, this is really, oops, and done it again. Put the speed down. So this is really what I wanted to get to with Ajman, was the ability to get into the Asian Champions League, or at least get to the point where I could get, enough reputation to get a club where I could do it. But I think what's clear is this league, with no prize money and the foreigner rule, it's really, really difficult to do well, because you need to rely on having good Emirati players to be able to do well in the league. And we've got a good squad at the moment, but how long that's going to last, I don't know. And just as I go on about Emirati players, Yusuf Ahmed scores with a great header 8 minutes in, so it's a great start for us. You can see Al-Wasl are playing basically the sort of counter formation towers. They're playing with the defensive midfielder, so we'll see whether Will Miller can find the space in there to do the damage. He's certainly been scoring quite a lot of goals recently, a lot of important goals as well. He obviously scored in the last episode to take it to penalties in the Emirates Cup final, and then missed the all-important penalty they had to score, so at least he's bounced back from it. In terms of today's game, we're not doing too well in front of goal. We've only had one shot on target and we've scored with it, but we do have the majority of the play, and we maybe got a chance here. Al Mansouri has done quite well since joining, and he nearly sets up a goal. Al Kamali can't pull it back, and we get a corner. It's looking fairly comfortable, and it puts us 11 points clear now with only 9 left, so we will win the title if we can hold out, or indeed add to it. But here comes Kyle with a chance on his own. Cinnamon stops him in his tracks, but they're still breaking out. I just saw Hugo Viana, that's a name that's familiar. I think he was the boy that used to be at Newcastle, wasn't he? Will Miller now spreads it out to Khamis, wide on the left. It's a good challenge there, stops him. And we're going to get a highlight straight from here. Al Mansouri with the throw to Hassan. Into Ibrahim. Lovely ball to Cinnamon, plenty of space. It's whipped in for Ahmed to poke it in. 2-0. It's looking fairly comfortable. I think with the squad I've got at the moment, I'm quite confident on how we could do in the Champions League next year, and obviously that would allow me to get some funds, but I don't think it's going to really sort out our financial difficulties. At least it seems the board are going to inject some money, but we're certainly not going to be in a position where we can look to really spend money on players. So luckily I'm relatively good at getting free transfers, and that's what we need to stick with. It's been good. I really want to say don't get complacent, but I'm just going to have to say this, because sometimes, I don't know for what reason, they get confused. Being told not to be complacent is not a difficult instruction. So we're halfway in the title decider, and things are going rather well. Well, we get a chance here from the off. I think Yusuf Ahmed is hungry for a hat-trick here today. It'd be really good if he could get it. He's on the shortlist for the Young Player of the Year. And Ibrahim in midfield is on the shortlist for Player of the Year. I mean, to be honest, we've had a lot of people that you could call out as being really good. Cinnamon getting to the byline, whips it across, hits the post. Not a particularly good cross if it's hitting the post, but you know, nonetheless we've got a corner from it. Ibrahim whips it in, but it's headed away from the front post. Kamis will look for Kamali. Al-Kamali now can't really do anything with 3 players around him, and Al-Wasl clear it. Will they get a chance to counter? Well, we've got 4 men back, 5 men now, so it should be okay. However, they found the space in the right, whipped into Kyle, and he slots it home. So not a great start to the second half here, but we're still in control, still got the game in our favour at the moment. Just looking at the 2 centre backs there with yellow cards. Now this is something I've noticed before. I have obviously told my players to go in hard in the tackle, but sometimes you just have to kind of rein it back in a little bit, and I'm probably going to get a red card here actually. This is what's happened before. Luckily we don't, and luckily the shot goes over the bar, but looking a little bit nervous now. 65 minutes on the clock. Things are going relatively well in terms of the performances. Certainly the defence that seems to be the main worry. I think with Will Miller at 69 here, we'll take him out for Kamis to play through the middle, and we'll put Booty Saif on as a winger. So certainly Kamis has worked very well on the left this season. He scored a large number of goals as an inside forward, but some games like this he just doesn't seem to get into it very well, and from a mental side of things he's maybe not quite geared up for some of these bigger matches. So you've got a chance here from the corner. It breaks to Al Mansouri at the edge of the box. Takes a shot. I think it might have been going wide, but the keeper pushes it wide to be safe. A third goal here would be excellent. It would pretty much assure us the title, but we've got to be careful. There could be a counter on here. Ali breaking, and it's a terrible touch from him, and it looks like the chance disappears. And we've got a couple of minutes. Is it just going to run down? I think it is. I think we've won it. Let's see. We have. So that's some achievement. Promotion last year, and we've won the league now. Let's see. Yeah, just be passionate. One of the big things for the club, I think, in terms of how we played, is the confidence. I seem to have been really good in terms of the morale, and I think that has given us that ability to kind of push on and certainly go on such a good unbeaten run before our loss and then also after. So here we go. This is what we were after. We have now qualified for the Champions League, the 2018 Champions League, and wow, look at that for a wage budget now. It's now 50k a week. We are, seriously struggling financially. What I'm going to have to do is probably just release all of the youngsters. I haven't signed any of the youth candidates that have come through. None of them look particularly great, but usually I keep them in. However, the whole squad registration thing means that even the youngsters can't play for the first team if they're not registered. So yeah, I mean, it's great that we've done this, but there's certainly going to be some tough times ahead. So we'll be able to have a crack at the Champions League next year, and it might be the only time that I do it with Ajman. It just depends on how things go. Certainly if we can keep our squad together, that would be excellent, but we'll see. So guys, that basically rounds up this season. Unless we make the final of the President's Cup, the next episode will be in season 3, which will heavily focus on the Champions League as opposed to the league. We've won the league now, there's nothing really to call out with it. Say the focus of the Hexagon Challenge is to win the Champions League's titles around the world, and certainly that's what I want to focus on. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video and this season. Let me know your comments if you think Ajman stand any kind of chance in the Champions League or not, and until the next time, I'll see you when I see you.